Hey guys, it's Michelle Pippin, the founder of the premier coaching and mentoring platform for the seriously driven woman entrepreneur. And if you identify as one of those, I want you to message me and learn how you can join Women Who Wow. But today I'm here for episode 2 of the Women Entrepreneur Success Show. And we're going to be talking about the 4 ways that I got lucky in business. I really don't believe in luck, but I'll get to that in just a second. Before we do that, I do want to honor one of our Women Who Wow members, somebody who has totally shaken up the landscape in her specific niche and industry. You will be hearing about her in the year to come, right? But she is just amazing. She's a multiple 6-figure earner already, and you can find her at premierrapport.com. Premierrapport.com. Her name is Shelly Smith, and she is creating so many things that are actually disrupting the HR industry across the country. We are proud to call her one of our own. And so if you reach out to Shelly Smith, let her know that I sent you. Today, we're talking about the 4 ways that I got lucky in business and how you can get lucky too. The truth is, I don't believe in luck whatsoever, right? If you send me one of those like things on Facebook, like, you know, if I don't send it on, I'm going to get 7 years of bad luck or whatever, I totally delete it. I don't send it anywhere. I don't believe in good luck. I don't believe in bad luck. What I do believe in is cause and effect. That is what I believe in. And I believe that that is what most successful people believe in. They believe in a cause and effect relationship with the world, not a lucky break relationship with the world, right? So cause and effect. And the way I look at this is if I want a specific result in my business or in my life, it's a specific effect. And I'm going to go back and I'm going to say, what can I do within my power to cause that effect to happen, right? This is the way I work. It's the way I work with my clients. And in fact, we have a new member from Tennessee. And I said to her, listen, if you can just tell me what you are interested in doing, exactly what you want to create in your business, I can definitely tell you how to make it happen because I operate on that cause and effect plane. So here are 4 ways that I quote unquote got lucky or make myself lucky in business. And I invite you to adopt any of these as your own luck creators, right? Effect creators, effect causers. And I invite you to make any of them your own, but also share with me what things that you do that make you lucky in business, right? I remember being told, you know, how lucky I was, right? Like I'd be at the YMCA with my kids when they were young, and like I totally wasn't working out at the YMCA, as you would have been able to see by how I looked. But the YMCA offered, if you remember, they offered 2 free hours of childcare every day. And so as soon as I got a laptop, or even before I got a laptop, I would go and I'd schedule calls during those 2 hours. I'd put my kids in the nursery together and I'd be able to work for a little bit, right? And so during those days, I had no childcare. I was working like crazy hours overnight, or, you know, before anybody else woke up, because I was creating a business. And back then there were no mentors, there were no business schools, there were no business in a box to buy, right? Like you heard rumors of people like me, you heard rumors of people working from home, but you didn't actually know anyone doing it. So I had no real guide or mentor or anything during those early days. And I did it, you know, I'm glad that I did it, but I sort of gritted my way through. I was sort of really exhausting myself and depleting myself. And so when people would say, oh, you're so lucky you get to stay home, like I'm thinking, luck, honey, has nothing to do with it, right? Like I married a public school teacher. You can look up his salary online. Like despite both of us looking, we didn't find any family money. And so I had to figure it out, right? I certainly didn't feel lucky. But looking back, the grittiness of those years, I developed some habits that made me continually even more lucky in my business, right? So the first thing that makes me lucky in business is I wake up early. Not on most mornings, but probably 364 out of 365 days a year. That's how often I wake up early. Getting a jump on my day allows me to do the most important work before the day gets super peoply, right? I developed this habit early on in my business because my kids would wake up, they needed to nurse, they needed to get going for the day, get dressed, etc. And so I had to have those hours early in the day where I could guarantee that I got my most important stuff done. So that's the first way to get lucky in business. Wake up early, right? The early bird gets the worm. There's a million cliches about this, but you want to make sure that you have some time that is uninterrupted by other people, and also other, tasks, responsibilities, even things just plaguing your mind. The second way I got lucky in business is I always do the work. Even when I don't feel like doing the work, I always do the work. It's just who I am, right? This is a blessing of starting out broke in your business, right? I didn't have like some sort of like Cinderella unicorn fantasy of like what I didn't want to do and all this stuff. I just did whatever was required of me, right? In fact, I met with Damon John of Shark Tank, and he was talking about the Power of Broke, his book, and we were sitting there kind of shooting the breeze, and he asked me, he's like, well, do you want me to sign your book? And I'm like, psh, I don't need you to sign my book. Like, I live this book, The Power of Broke, right? I don't even need to read this book, let alone have it signed, because I live the power of broke. But when you're broke, you get lucky because you are willing to do the work. You do not do a dance of like what you're willing to do. Bottom line is you're willing to do whatever it takes. The third way I got lucky in business is I decided early on that I would do something every single day to move my business forward, right? Every single day to move my business forward. This could be a phone call, a sales page, media outreach, something to break out of the maintenance mode that a lot of business owners live in, right? A lot of business owners have the feast and famine reality in their business because they live in a maintenance mode and they're not taking the time to do something every single day to make sure that their business is taking new ground on a daily basis. And so in the earliest years of my business, I would always take at least one action task a day to get my business into the minds or hearts of a new market, to break into a new industry or organization. I was always consistently having my mind and my eye on what would take my business further. In the earliest days, because my time was so limited, I did one task, and now I do 10 things every single day to move my business forward. So yeah, it looks lucky, right? But the luck is in the habit that I developed. And the fourth thing is, that makes me lucky in business, right, is that I take chances and I risk failure all the time, right? And shying away from that, because I think a lot of us, we like to win. We don't like to lose, right? But shying away from the risk of losing, the risk of failing, it served only to keep me playing small. And I look around, and I'm sure a lot of you guys do too, where you look around your local area and you see a lot of people who have a lot of potential, but they are absolutely content to be like the big fish in the teeniest little pond. And I was unwilling to do that. I was unwilling to play there. I'm unwilling to even show up there, right? I wanted to be a true leader in my industry. I didn't want to just be known amongst neighbors, right? I wanted to have a real impact and a far-reaching impact. And so I got lucky by being willing to risk failure all the time, right? In fact, sometimes with my kids, they'll, I had noticed years ago that they were kind of risk averse. And I'm like, look, man, it looks kind of good around here these days, but I fail every single day. I fail forward. I fail forward to my own success. So one thing I want to leave you with is success lives in the land of failure, right? There is no land where success lives by itself. Success lives in the land of failure. So you've got to enter it and risk it in order to really create what you want. If you are a seriously driven woman entrepreneur, I want you to join us. Message me, m.me/women who wow. We do have a deal of the week today, but we are not announcing it. The deal of the week last week was our membership miracle program. So for those of you guys who picked that up, and your feedback that you gave I'm so thrilled that that's what you needed. And but we do have a deal of the week. It is our Black Friday deal. Every single program that I have ever offered is going to be at least 50% off. And so just watch our Facebook page, facebook.com/womenwhowwow. You'll be able to pick up any of my previous programs for at least 50% off on Black Friday. I'm preparing all of that for you guys now. That's our deal of the week. And if you are not a Women Who Wow member, then message me about that, and we can remedy that for you. All right, I'll talk with you guys later. See you later. Bye.